Hey, hey. So, this may be our new time for a little bit. We'll try it out. We'll see what everyone thinks. All right, so this is part 7 of Weedwife's remedy. Hey, hello, welcome everyone. Oh, I'm on live chat. Okay, cool, awesome. Hey, Heather. Hi, Maria. Welcome. If you're new here, let me know, and I'll explain how we do the book club. Hello, Elaine. Welcome. Yes, it is. It's super sunny out. It's really gorgeous outside. So, well, I'll just really run. So this is a possible new time during the time I'm off. So we'll see how what everybody thinks. Love the time thinking. Well, I'm glad. Yeah, you can come join us. That's good. Okay, so I'll just do. I think I'm going to do a quick explanation of book club, just at the beginning, in case anyone is ever new. So we do a slow read of a book. And you can buy the book. You don't have to. I usually read a section from the book each week, and we discuss it. We go very slow, like literally sometimes we go on like 2 pages. Usually it's good to have the books. You can follow along. You can read, further ahead. And then sometimes there's good recipes, good other information in the book. And I do put some stuff on the Facebook page as well. Pandy says, I almost slept through, woke up at 2:45. Uh-oh! I was wondering if I was going to fall asleep. I took like a 2-hour nap yesterday, but today I did not. So that's good. I've been super tired lately. But I think I'm just like catching up on some of my sleep and everything else because the last month was really stressful and I was still working. So thank you, Heather. Heather put up the Facebook group. So yes. So this is a time so some of our UK friends can join us. However, it is a very popular time because Simon from the Hermit's Cave is also live, and I think there's one other live going on. So Heather's still lying down. Low energy today. Yeah, I've had more today than I've had previously, which is nice. Although I did not do much today. I had plans, and then I had to go to work to pick up some face masks that an awesome customer made for us, and I got one for me and one for my husband. So I can go to the grocery store, I can go to acupuncture and all that stuff. So anyway, I hope everyone is doing good. We are on Yarrow. Oh, by the way, good news. Mountain Rose Herbs, I think, is back up. MountainRoseHerbs.com is back up. They were shut down for a while. And then also Red Moon Herbs by me is back up. So if there's any herbal stuff that you guys need to order, I believe you can now, which is really exciting. I usually do book club while in bed. Yeah. I wish I could do book club in bed. That'd be cool. Wow, I like a laptop that went on the internet. I could do it. I probably would. Like I would just have it on my lap. But currently this is the only computer that goes on the internet like this. So hey Sonia, hello, welcome. Woohoo. Sonia, is this your first time here? If it is, let me know. we're at a new time while I'm off work. We're testing the waters, doing a little earlier. So, all right. So we are on page 25, and we just started Euro. Millefolium, probably got that wrong, is part of the Latin name of Euro. So, and we went through the parts used and everything. So I'm going to start at the end of page 25 because I don't think I read that. Oh, I don't need a light anymore. It's light out. I've always preferred sleeping under the open sky to being cooped up indoors. Even when I was just a toddler, I was so adamant about my sleeping preferences that my mom would frequently lay a blanket out on the back lawn for me to nap on. I love the big trees swaying in the sky above and the lullaby hymn of insects all about me. And I would even crawl off the blanket in order to sleep directly on the cool grass. One sunny afternoon, she laid me down, already asleep, and I woke from my nap to find myself face to face with lacy white flowers and soft, feathery leaves brushing my skin in the breeze. No, been here. You usually are on late, and I'm asleep. Oh, okay. So I'll go over the rules. I'll go over how it works again. We're reading this book, A Weedwife's Remedy. There is a link in the description, although unfortunately right now everything takes like a month to order off of Amazon. You don't need to have the book. I usually read like a page or two, and then we just discuss it. So that's what happens. Yeah, usually it's a very slow book club. If you watched any of the Susan Weed Healing Wise one, it took us like 9 months or something to read her book. So that's basically how it goes. And there's a Facebook group, which Heather put a link in the chat, and there's also a link in the description. So cool. Well, I'm glad you can make it. And I always put them up on my channel, so you can always watch the replays. Let's see. And yarrow is going to bloom soon. I've seen some around me. And the white, there's different colors of yarrow. The white yarrow is the medicinal one. There's a pink yarrow and a yellow yarrow, which is really, really nice. But the white one has the medicinal properties to it. So it's a good time of year to be doing yarrow. In a still sleepy state, I gazed at the rounded blossoms and breathed in the pungent scent. Then, upon returning to the yard, she found me on my face in the flowers, and as she tells the story, singing a quiet tune to the little plant. I was just 3 when I learned the name of this prolific wildflower, yarrow, and only 7 when a silver-haired Abduletta on my city block. I do not know. I'm the one who did the Bella video. Oh yeah! I'm sorry. I totally did not connect that. I'm terrible for that. Well, awesome. That was a great video. I'm gonna type this in. I'm not sure what this is. This is some sort of. So apparently a grandma. I guess it's some term of grandma on her block, but I can't pronounce it. I'm going to take it as granny, grandma, something like that. Oh no, it was a great video. Let's see. see. We can look that up unless Heather already did. Let me see. Here, let's get a definition. Try to define these words. Copy. Spanish grandma. Thank you. Thank you so much, Heather. So Spanish grandma. First showed me how to use this fresh green. Its fresh green leaves to soothe my perpetually abraded knees and elbows. I remember being slightly incredulous at her explanation that it would help stop the bleeding and keep the scrapes from being infected, but I was quickly convinced after seeing its remarkable healing effects. I was so won over that I began carrying a handful of wadded up yarrow leaves in my pocket to use every time I fell out of a tree or off my bicycle. Yarrow is one of my very first plant recollection and one of my first clear memories overall. The white spray of flowers on the edge of our garden catching my attention before I could even crawl or talk, before butterflies or toys or anything besides my mother. I remember yarrow. Yeah, it's a Spanish term. I think it's used in the court cards. Oh, in the Herb Crafters Tarot. Awesome. I don't have that one. I honestly, I didn't like the art. That's cool. I'm not familiar with it though, obviously. But now I am. Does anyone have yarrow coming up by them yet? I mean, I do. It just hasn't. It's close to blooming. Pansy might not because she's up north. Heather probably does because she's in the south by me. So we're on page 26. I love the taste of yarrow. The green pungency, the bitter bite, combined with the feathery texture on the tongue, is a unique and delectable experience. I really like the young leaves in salads and on soups. My 19-year-old daughter, Inga, has been glazing on yarrow. Has been grazing on yarrow patches since she is just a toddler and often picks a tiny leaflet to pat her face with before dining on it. For me, just its presence is comforting and sweet, and I'm thrilled anew every time I stumble across a colony of plants. It says, feeling okay, Heather. Sending love vibe. Hello. Aw. I mean, I was wrong. It's warrior or knight, but the word is similar. Okay. It's a yarrow plant that fire ants had built their mound on top of. Oh no! I removed the plant, but haven't replanted her yet. Whew. You have yarrow, Sonia? Okay. Oh, fire ants are tough, Heather. My parents had them. You don't have a lot here. No energy today. Take it easy. It's always hard for me to take it easy, but usually I don't have very much energy, so I had to take it easy. I had too many around me. The fire ants, they're tough. My mom's like allergic, and you just have to like poison them. And I mean, I'm sure you don't have to, but they're really tough to deal with. But they're in Texas, and then when I lived on the coast, we had them by the beach. But yeah, I'm really lucky that I don't have them here. And stripy nuts, yeah. I mean, the black ones are okay, but when they're like gonna swarm you and bite you, and I mean, that's tough. And then, yeah, I mean, just mowing. My parents have this tiny patch of, yard, and like just having, just to mow it and like do anything in it, like it seems like little mines of like vicious. Yeah, they are. They're just like, that's our home, bro. You mess with us, I'll get you. You're like, I'm just trying to garden. No, I'm sorry. Where was I? I love finding a thick, fuzzy patch of yarrow in a mountain meadow, and I've been known to get down on my belly to rub my face across the soft bed of leaves. Yarrow has been known by many names, but most are variations on woundwort, carpenter's weed, bloodwort, and cincanary. I'll type that in. Oh, that's the one I can't pronounce. All referring to its well-known and fully described fully deserved reputation for staunching and healing of wounds of soldiers, carpenters, and reckless children. Because it helps with the bleeding. Yarrow's botanical name, Achillea, is a reference to its use on the battlefield by the famous Greek hero Achilles. He was reportedly made nearly invincible by being dipped into a vat of yarrow tea at birth by his mother, Thereus. A few of yarrow's other names: Devil's Nettle, that's a good one, Bad Man's Plaything, and Mother Die. Oh my. Refer to its European heritage as a witch's plant and its use as a tool of divination. Cool. Bad Man's Plaything. And then millifolim refers to, it means like million. So when you see yarrow, it's got like lots of little leaflets that are very feathery, and it's like a million leaves, and then Achilles. And so it's like the easiest like meaning behind a Latin name for me to remember ever. So I wonder how it's used in divination. I think it's used for the I Ching. Hold on. No, not getting that right. Yes, it's used for the I Ching. Ancient yarrow stick method of casting. Yes. Yep. Consult the I Ching with yarrow sticks. So it's used for the, just a minute, it's the eye charm. The sticks, yeah, yes, Chinese divination, yes. And so they use hero sticks, which is really cool. And it's very common, so like I guess you could make your own. Yeah. You can use as a tea and read the leaves. Oh, okay. So that's another way that you can use it. I am not very familiar with, like, I think learning tea reading would be cool. And I like the cups. You can get those like tea reading cups that have the little things on the bottom and everything else. But I've never gotten one. So never got into that. That'd be cool. Maybe. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what tea you would use for tea reading. Let's see. Oolong. Loose green, black, white, or oolong. Best tea for tea leaf reading. But you could probably use any tea, and I think that, I don't know. We have to do more research on that, but I think you can read any loose tea. Yeah, okay. But I didn't want to say that, but you can chop up leaves of yarrow and make a tea. Well, you could do that, yeah. Yeah, it'd be a little bit bitter. The taste is bitter, aromatic, and acrid. So you would maybe want to put some other things in there to make it a little tastier, unless you really love the bitter taste. But yeah, it's really good for. So you would use the flowers. She's going to start out with talking about its wound ability. Yeah, so harvesting, I use young leaves and flowers for the most part, and the young leaves can be gathered year-round. From first year basal rosettes, when harvesting the flowers, I clip the top half of the flower stem and use the leaves and flower heads. Roots can be gathered from second year or older plants. Medicinal strength will vary a great deal from plant to plant, which everybody knows. And habitat to habitat, seaside, northwest varieties seem especially strong, and waterlogged plants growing in rich soil seem less so. In the southwest, look for plants growing in rocky soil in partial shade. They often seem the strongest. If you can eat leaves, why not make tea? Yeah, totally. You should make the tea. Red clover is just coming to bloom. Nice. Awesome. The first tea I ever made was a red clover nettle tea, which was very tasty. Yeah, I was just saying that it may be a little bitter. And that you might want to put some other stuff in it. So we're going to talk about it as a wound remedy, page 27. Sometimes we have discussion questions. Today, no. Maybe next week, because I'll have time to read ahead. And I probably mentioned before, the reason I lay out this book club like this is because I never have time to read. So I am also discovering this book most of the time at the same time live, which, you know, sometimes it's a little stumbly, but I'll definitely try Euro 2 this year. Yeah, awesome, Elaine. I should try some too, since I have some Euro. So, yeah. But, so next week, I guess I'll try to have a discussion question. We'll see where we go from there. If anyone wants to bring one, or just thinking about the plant that we're talking about, you are so welcome. Mine planted itself, but it's been really warm here in Tennessee. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, it's like a red clover. Red clover is used as a cover crop. So I believe like farmers just plant it, but I think they just like, you know, mow it under. They don't actually harvest the clover itself. Now, white clover is poisonous, so don't eat it. But that's why it's so prevalent, or I guess it's one of the reasons why it's so prevalent over here by me. And also, you know, maybe it just self-seeds really well. It's one of those wild weed things. So you might have snow this weekend. Oh gosh, fancy. We hardly had any winter here. Is this crimson clover on the? That's crimson clover. So is it different? I always thought it was the same. Okay. You're not having snow, Pansy. Are you ready for the summer? Oh. It's already super warm here. All right, so we're talking about its wound remedies. So when everyone scrapes their knee this summer and falls off their bikes, they can use this plant. Red clover has a pinker color, a pinker flower. Oh, okay. So I've been totally mistaken this whole time. All right, that's all right. It makes no sense. I was like, okay, so yeah. Now I am singing that song, Crimson Clover, over and over. Over and over. It's a good way to remember. Farmers use crimson clover on their fields over and over, and not red clover like I thought they did. Well, thank you for the info. Sorry, tangent. No, that's a fine. That's a fine. That's okay. We do tangents here. This plant is most well known as a vulnerary, and deservingly so. It truly exceeds at preventing infection, promoting healing, and slowing bleeding, While I have used yarrow in a variety of ways with good success since childhood, the first time I experienced the nearly miraculous healing qualities of yarrow was when I cut my finger nearly to the bone with sharp jar lid. Yeah, red clover looks kind of purple, pink. I haven't seen crimson clover. I've seen white, though. I'm going to have to look up the crimson clover and see if I can see the difference, because I'm really, really, really curious now. Just saying, but I've been eating white clover forever, not knowing. Oh, well, maybe I was always told that you shouldn't eat it. So maybe you can. Oh my gosh. Yep, you can. I have no idea why I was told that. No, I just looked it up. No, literally Google has told me. I mean, homespun seasonalliving.com and Google has told me. White clover in colder climates should not. Wait a second. Okay. Guys, we're going to have to do more research in here. Because it says some strands may be mildly toxic. And then I saw one post that said it was not poisonous in colder climates and poisonous in warmer climates. All clover with white flowers should be avoided except in the northern states and Canada. You know what? Yeah, we're going to have to do more research about this. Eat the plant, it says you can. Okay. I looked it up. It's poisonous in southern, but not so in north. So I would be good. Yeah, Pansy, you're fine. No, see, I'm seeing all these contradictions. So I think that we're going to have to do more research. I was told by this guy who does a lot of wild crafting that you should eat them. I'm using clover. Who knew it was so trixic? It's just a tiny little flower. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to ask some of my other herbal peeps that I know. Shame there's no clover in the book. No. And it's not covered. I think it's usually considered a food. I don't think it's got medicinal, not the white clover. Hold on. It's a health benefits. Okay, this website says less popular in herbal medicine. It's got vitamin A, B2, B3, C and E, as well as magnesium, potassium, calcium. So, okay. Well, apple seeds can taste. I know. Yeah. And my husband eats apple seeds. He's always done that. And then when I was young, I used to swallow my toothpaste. So apparently we might all do things that are not so good for us. Oh, right. Anyway, the euro, right. Tangent. Oh, back to the euro. Okay. He said, but it's so small. Apple seeds are small. They are. Small things pack a big punch, I guess. All right. Well, we will try to find more information on this clover question, and we will go back to the arrow. Okay, we're on page 27 at the this huge paragraph where she's discussing getting like totally bloody by this jar lid. So she cut her finger nearly to the bone with a sharp jar lid. I just happened to have a handful of fresh young yarrow leaves in my bag, so I chewed a wad of them up thoroughly before spitting the poultice onto my profusely bleeding finger and tied it in place with a strip of cloth. It was a nasty jagged and very deep wound down the center of a sensitive fingertip, and expected it to have trouble with healing up without nerve damage or possible infection. Changed the poultice once that day, and I was nothing short of shocked when I removed the bandage the next morning to find the wound nearly closed up without even a hint of redness and very little discomfort in the area, and certainly no nerve damage. After a few days, it healed without even so much as a scar. The only other herb I've ever seen such remarkable wound healing results with is laurata. It works less well as a fresh plant poultice, but holds onto its healing properties much better as an oil/salve than yarrow does. And I've never heard of this herb at all. Yeah, I have never heard of that herb. Kind of like Rue putting healing leaves on Katniss in the Hunger Games. Yes. So, everyone heard of a spit poultice? I mean, usually it's in reference to plantain, where you would like chew up the leaves and like stick it on your bug bites, you know. So she did the same thing. It's really good if you are like in the woods and you have no other way to make a poultice. Or if you're in the kitchen, apparently. So, yeah. Since then, I've used fresh yarrow in many deep wounds and have seen the miraculous effects over and over. I don't find it to be as effective as infused oil or dried plant preparation for external use, though they are certainly still worth using. I am most likely to use yarrow on an acute injury, especially one that includes serious trauma or bleeding. It works admirably well on bruises, scrapes, and scratches, but it is most amazing in cases of profuse bleeding or deep cuts. It's also wonderfully effective in the treatment of rashes and other itchy skin afflictions. I like to mix it with artemisia and rose for poison ivy, contact dermatitis, and other situations. If there's heat and itching both, it's probably best to opt for a water or alcohol preparation rather than oil, which has the capacity to hold the heat in and potentially worsen the condition. Right, so if you have something that's red and hot, it's good to not use an oil. Also known as, okay, so I'm familiar with Chapal, the name at least. Okay, cool. Also not, there's a lot of herbs in this book that I haven't used or heard of. So that's cool. Okay. So of course, like she's describing like situations where you could use 0 in there, but you know, as with a lot of the herb books, there's a lot more detail that Chapanal, is that how it's pronounced? Okay. Chapanal. Right, got it. You know, you probably just don't want to like, hey, I'm super bleeding, want to slap some. I mean, if that's what you have, you do. But sometimes with the herb books, I feel like there's like, you know, more information that can be learned about how you use 0 for wound healing, what situations it's best to use it in, like all that stuff. But it is good to know that that's really good at helping with a bleeding situation. So, I mean, she literally did put some on her finger and tie it up. So, but yeah, a lot of times I'll like, and it can happen. It happens with Susan Weed. It happens with a lot of the herb books that I read. What's in your cheek? There have something in my teeth. Yeah? I don't know. I guess what I'm trying to say is that a lot of times, oh, here are my glasses. I have no idea. I guess I'll just find it later. Oh, yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of reflection going on. See, that's my glasses. Maybe that's my glasses right there. I think it's because of the light's kind of funny. I think that's what it is. But what I'm trying to eloquently say is that even though I totally love my herbal books and the herbal authors who write them, sometimes I wish there would be just a tad bit more detailed on like white tape. I don't know. Oh no, I think, is it here? Is that it? That's a reflection. It could, oh, you know, it could be like some sort of like, I can't see. Yes, okay. So like sometimes I wish there would put just a tiny bit more detail in some of the books. Because sometimes you need like 3 books to figure out how you're supposed to use an herb and then how you're supposed to like make a preparation. But it's hard because herbalism is very situational and everybody is different. And what herb you would use for one person, you probably wouldn't use for someone else. So I understand like writing a book would be difficult. Anyway, but all right. Okay, what time is it? 3:48. Okay. Let me start. Oh, okay. Oh my gosh, and Becca's going to be on. Ooh, it's a busy Thursdays are busy, aren't they? Okay. Sometimes it's hands-on and you just try it and see how it works for you. Yes, that's true, Heather. Exactly. Exactly. So it's I think that's why it takes such a long time to learn. And I am searching for someone. Roman, hello. No, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. How are you today? Doing good. Did you just wake up? Anyway, I'm searching for someone to apprentice with, so hopefully I can learn even more stuff. You know, get some more hands-on experience and stuff like that. So we're this chapter, this little heading is called Mother Dye, a Digestive Remedy. So that should be fun. That's page 28. We are zooming along today, guys. Yarrow is a standby in many of my digestive blends because of its range of applications and readily availability. Actually, I got up at 9 a.m. today, but feel like I need to go back to sleep. It's my nap time too, dude. Oh man. Its bitter taste stimulates digestion, and its aromatic qualities help keep the energy moving through the gut and can significantly reduce inflammation. While not extraordinarily strong, it's gentle, dependable, and broad in its scope, tending towards a normalizing of digestive functions rather than having a narrow line of action. This makes it useful in a wide variety of situations for many people, including children. I often include a small amount of yarrow in bitter formula or in belly teas for those recovering from a stomach bug. It's also great for the treatment or recovery from food poisoning or similar gut infections. Look specifically for signs of heat in the digestive system and recurrent systemic dryness. Naps are life. I took a 2-hour one yesterday. So today, probably not. Maybe tomorrow, take another one. Yeah, as I get older, I'm just like, I love these naps. Oh my gosh. Bloodwort, the antithetical archetypal circulatory remedy. So as we learned, bloodwort is another name for yarrow, and mother dye is also a name for yarrow. So she's being pretty funny here. Matt Wood calls yarrow the indispensable blood remedy, and I can't agree more. It moves and supports the blood with the intelligence only a plant is capable of. Wood also says that Matthew Wood is another herbalist, if you guys are not familiar with him. Do I have a book? I do not think I have any of his books. I do not actually have any of his books. Have a sign on bedroom door that says I love naps. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome, Pansy. I need one that says naps are life. And if we could just have nap time for just built into our day, I think everyone would be so much happier. So Wood says that thus it is both cooling and warming, fluid generating and controlling. Remedies with contradictory but complementary properties are often of great utility since they are able to normalize opposing conditions. This is true for yarrow. So I really love plants that do this. they kind of normalize things where, like, if you are too hot or too cold or whatever it is the thing, yeah, so it can be cooling or warming depending on the situation. Hello, Pie Coding Studio. Welcome. So those are really fun, and a lot of herbs do that. It's an amazing. I keep stumbling across herbs that do that. So and I think that's really difference between nap time. Bye. Have a good nap, Tange. Woohoo. We're not doing. If you have a herbal question, I can try to answer it, but we're not doing tarot questions. So right now. So integrating the incredible versatile nature of yarrow, especially as it applies to the blood, is essential to understanding the genius of this remedy. Look for signs, circulatory congestion, and accompanying heat, usually of the excess variety, high blood pressure with varicose veins, a ruddy complexion, sensitive skin, joint pain with possible gout is a typical pattern, although there are many variations on the theme. It tends to have a normalizing effect upon the circulation. Yarrow is a necessary for any case of venous stasis/congestion due to its dependable blood-moving abilities. I first picked up this habit from UK herbalist Christopher Henley. Oh, I know that guy. Yes, hold on 1 second. I've got a pile. Oh my. Well, thank you, Heather. Thank you. I think we did have a troll there. Oh my gosh, look at this pile, yo. These are the grab book pile. I have a book by him, which I recently got. Recently. I'm never gonna find it. Oh my gosh, is this it? No. That's not it. All right. Well, thank you, Heather. So it's called The Herbal Book of Making and Taking. I'll have to find it next time. It's a really cool book. Anyway, and so, let's see if I can find it, because this book was neat. Yes, that's it. Yes. Herbal Book of Making and Taking. I will put up the Amazon link. Hey, available in a month. All right, copy. It's been a while since we've had a troll, guys. All right, so this is the Herbal Book of Making and Taking, and it is a really cool little book. And it's not even telling me what it's about, but basically it's like if you want to look up, it's like a condensed how-to book. If you're like, how do I make a tea? It does it. Oh, she mentions clover next, but sweet clover. Oh! Wait, are we doing that next? Hold on. What? Where? She's talking about mugwort is next. Just you do it. Hold on, let's check out the. No, the next sentence. Oh, after you came. Oh, nice. Okay, has proven its effectiveness. I've just kept at it. I've often combined it with sweet clover, which we. We'll have to look that one up. In such cases, especially when there is vascular weakness, along with copious amount of flavonoid containing foods such as blueberries, Henley specifically says that Grail should be included in any prescription for patients with venous stasis. Even if the stasis doesn't directly give rise to symptoms, it will assist other circulatory remedies. This is especially noticeable when Yarrow is added to prescriptions based on heat and warming circulatory remedies, which may otherwise exacerbate venous congestion. Its effectiveness is presumably due to its unique combination of flavonoids, coumarins, and strengthening, relaxing, and clearing the perpetual and venous circulation. I think you're talking about veins. The book is cheaper on Amazon right now than on Thrift Books. Oh, awesome. Thanks, Pansy. However, it'll take a month to get to you. I'm going to put these are flavonoids, and the two I can't pronounce are active, like the active elements, the active chemicals are in the plant. SESQ. Yeah, so those are the two of them. And then flavonoids, flavonoids. It's the other one, flavonoids. That's it. Oh, I'm not done. Haha. Yarrow is a perpetual vasodilator, which useful for chronically cold feet and with other remedies for reducing hypertension. It may be used for balancing the circulation in excessive sweating and hot flashes, provided that the constitution is strong. So vascular dilator. Oh, we might have it in the back. It doesn't have it. So I believe it just, let's see, helps the blood flow in the body. Yes, thank you. Something to do with your veins and your, right. Note that he specifically says, provide the constitution is strong, which restates my emphasis on primary excess conditions as opposed to weakness and deficiency. So she's using some like Chinese medicine terms, and they speak in this way where sometimes there's excess, too much, and sometimes you're too low on something. While I've seen yarrow be very helpful in some cases of deficiency-related heat, so I guess you need more heat. I'm just guessing. Dilates the veins. Thank you. That's what I thought it did, but I wanted to check. I prefer to formulate it with gentle, nourishing herbs in these cases, and I find the herb to be most helpful for robust individuals and for those who may be on the verge of passing into a more weakened state. However, it is a remarkably multifaceted remedy, and the resourceful herbalist will find many occasions not described here in which it is most useful. Besides being directly applicable to issues specifically circulatory in nature, it is also profoundly useful in other situations where circulation plays a large part, such as many liver disorders with a sensation of fullness / stuckness, pelvic congestion, profuse sweat, or lack of perspiration, and any inflammation where there are signs of incessant redness and swelling. It's especially useful in patients with an excess pattern of viral hepatitis with a tendency to digestive upset and liver congestion. Boy, that's a big paragraph. That's on page 30, the top of page 30. Again from Michael Wood. So we may stop soon. We've actually covered a lot of ground today, which is cool. Michael Wood says, yarrow is considered an important liver herb in Europe. It increases venous blood circulation, thus decongesting the abdomen, partial vein and portal vein, and liver. It also decreases capillary congestion, hence cutting down on the amount of red blood overstimulating cell life. This reduces heat. By decreasing arterial blood supply, it reduces high blood sugar levels and takes stress off the liver and pancreas. So it can be maybe helpful. In Europe, a yarrow pack or poultice is placed on the liver to cool it down. Dip a washcloth in hot yarrow tea, put it over liver with a hot water bottle on top, and repeat daily, says German-American herbalist Julia Graves. Okay, so that is a tad bit over my head, but they're mentioning blood sugar levels, so I'm gonna say possibly can help lower your sugar levels. So we're just going to take all that information and let it assimilate that a little bit. Okay. 4:07. We might have to stop there because I'm getting tired. But that's not bad. We usually go about an hour and a half. Yarrow has so many uses. It does have a lot. It does. So that paragraph was a little over my head. I'm not quite sure of everything it's saying, but it sounds helpful. So, but that's okay. That is okay. Actually, we're gonna go one more because I feel like this section about yarrow is kind of relevant to what is going on in the world right now. So I'm going to read Angel Flower, a fever remedy. Also related to its powerful effect on the circulatory system, yarrow is a common and useful herb in the treatment of dry, non-productive fevers where there is flushing and great heat without an acceptable amount of sweat. It can also be useful in the seemingly opposite, yarrow-like opposite situations of profuse, non-productive sweating. Especially, it is used in nearly any diaphoretic formula, and looking at many traditional fever recipes, we can also see that this is an old, even ancient knowledge by many cultures and peoples. So a lot of people are talking about yarrow as something that is good to use with what's going on with the pandemic right now. Because of the symptoms and stuff like that that people are having. I put a bunch of information on the Facebook group about what the herbalists are saying. So you can always jump up there and look up, and there's a lot of information to dig through. But this is one of the herbs that they mention. Well known as a preventative and cure for colds, flus, and other viruses, yarrow is one of the plants I turn to when I first start to feel a bit under the weather. A favorite recipe of mine for preventing and treating cold and flu comes from a traditional formula, a strong tea made of equal parts yarrow, elderflower, and peppermint, and taken as a bitter infusion at the first sign of illness. Can sometimes halt all further progression of symptoms. This is due in part to yarrow's ability to cool fevers, stimulate the immune system, increase circulation, clear waste in the body, soothe aching muscles, and heal mucous membranes. A strong infusion consumed after a cold or flu has taken hold will not necessarily eliminate the illness, but will help break the fever, lessen symptoms, and speed recovery. So I think in the case of the coronavirus, it won't necessarily have this possible preventative action. But I think they're mentioning it best in the diaphoretic action, where it makes you sweat. Of course, it helps with the fever, because you need to go on this fever. These same qualities can also make this a wonderful remedy for child disease, such as measles and chickenpox. The infusion can be used externally as a wash for the accompanying skin discomfort as well. To make an infusion, simply boil 1 quart of water per ounce of herb, or 1 cup of water to 1 tablespoon of plant. Pour water over the herb, let steep for 1 hour to overnight, depending on your tolerance for yarrow's bitter taste. So that's what I wanted to read that. And I did a little highlighting. That's my awesome highlighting pencil. Ta-da! All right. So we're going to leave it here. Page 31. And then we're going to talk about a kidney and urinary tract remedy. Woohoo! Next week. So I think we're going to try it back at this time. That is 3 Eastern. I think it's 8, right? 8 UK time. But I'll put up the information if it changes, to let everybody know. And we'll see. Yes, if anyone has bring your info, bring your discussion questions. Yes, 8 p.m. UK time. Yay! We're still going to be talking about yarrow. We only have 2 pages left. We killed it. So yay! It's so fun to be live. Yay! I'm so glad, Elaine. So glad you got to come. And then after that, we've got this in the kitchen, in the Weedwife's kitchen. So they're talking about stocking the cottage apothecary. So that we're taking a little tiny break and we're going to talk about some other stuff, which would be cool. I'm really excited about like learning about what you should have in your apothecary. You're talking about it. I don't know. We're trying to find out. So, and then after that is one of my favorites, and that is mugwort. So, yes. Anyway, all right. So everyone had a great week. Thanks for joining me. And I have an herbal video that I'm actually done editing, so hopefully I'll get that up maybe tonight. So we'll have some more content on the channel. Yeah. So we'll be back next Thursday for part 8. And it's a good thing it takes us a while to go through the books, because right now on Amazon it takes literally like 30 days to get most books. So hopefully by the time we're finished, this will be sort of over as well. All right, so you guys stay safe and have a good week. Yes. And I will talk to you guys next week. So, yay. Oh, you're welcome, Elaine. Thank you. So, yeah, we'll finish for Euro and we'll tumble right into that apothecary chapter. So, cool. So, anyway, bye.